Hey, welcome to the channel today. Thank you so much for joining us. I am super excited to be with a very good friend of mine and a golf enthusiast. We talk golf all the time. It's Dr. Gil Morgan. He's here with us today at the Graves Golf Performance Center. Thanks for joining me today.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Yeah,
your new facility here in town. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you came out here for the first time last week, and I showed you around a little bit.
Sure.
You've seen me involved in this project now for a year and a half or so. You wondered if I ever get it finished.
Sometimes they're slow.
Sometimes they're slow. Yeah, but I've certainly enjoyed the time we've spent together. You know, we met at Oak Tree National a few years ago.
Sure.
I've known you for a long time, though. We've been around the same circles. I think, believe it or not, I think we played together in the Oklahoma Open many years ago. You would remember that. I probably shot 80, but you would remember that.
I could have too.
Yeah. So
this is easy.
Yeah, but I certainly have admired you and your career and the quality of golf that you've played, and I really respect. You know, you're one of the most renowned players in this area. If you look at, we have a lot of tour players at our club.
Sure.
But no one's won more tournaments than you.
I've been very fortunate.
Yeah, and I'm fascinated by it because you're, you know, one of the things that I'm always talking about is consistency. And you were extremely consistent when you were on tour. You always finished top 15. You finished second more than any player that I've ever known. So you're always had a chance to win the tournament. What do you think, you know, just getting right into the golf conversation, what do you think it takes to be a consistent golfer when you're playing, or even in the game? What do you think it takes to be that consistent?
Well, I think from a mechanical standpoint, you have to be able to control the golf ball. You know, have to have fairly decent control, knowing which way it's going to go at certain times and everything. Other than that, you know, the travel is a factor with a lot of players. Some people can't enjoy the trips. It's a lot of driving, a lot of flying, a lot of different golf courses, different cities, you know, different foods. It's just a complete change than what you're used to at home. You know? When
you and I have talked about that before, I find that interesting because so you learned to enjoy the travel out there. You enjoyed it.
Well, I got married and we didn't have children for about 8 years, so we got to travel a lot. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we did most of it by car back then,
right?
Except for international stuff. We got to fly, got to go all around the world: Australia, Japan, England, Germany, North Africa, Australia. So we got to see a lot of different things, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
As a player. You know, got to see the different types of golf courses and different types of players, how they played. And so it was a learning experience, really.
Right. You've always been that way, though. You've always enjoyed learning, because you and I talk golf swing all the time. You're always piddling around with the golf swing. So
it's just, you know, it's funny. I grew up, you know, playing other sports, and then I got where I didn't feel like I was big enough to play the basketball, football, baseball type stuff, and so I kind of end up playing golf, and that was kind of my dad was a golfer, and he encouraged me, and so I just kind of started, and it just grew over time.
Do you think, and I've never asked you this question before, but did you aspire to be a tour player and play professional golf for a living, or was that something that you just got good enough to think, hey, I should give this a shot?
Well, I think it was a little bit of both. You know, I got into golf in high school a little bit. I didn't play much. I wasn't a real good player at that point in time. And then I got into college, and as it progressed with college, I got better and better. So then you know, our aspirations are always to try to play the tour. A lot of the players that growing up, you know, we all wanted to go play the tour if we could. And it was one of those situations where you never knew exactly whether you would be good enough to make it for that. And so I just, at every level, I kept getting a little better, a little more competition, more difficult golf courses and travel. And so, I don't know, it just kind of eventually evolved.
What was your first win?
Won in '77 at the BC Open.
BC Open.
In Endicott, New York.
And what was that like to have your first win? Did you feel like finally I know I'm good enough to play out here?
Well, it was kind of exciting. Coming down the stretch, I think I won by about 6 shots, which was kind of
safe.
You know, I remember the last hole. I had about a 30-footer for birdie on 18, and I thought, well, I'm just going to eke it down there, and so it went in. You know, so it was just one of those things where you never know what's going to happen. But that gave me a little bit of an idea that, you know, maybe I can be really successful out here.
A lot of players, it takes that one win, then they kind of feel like they're supposed to be there, that they're good enough to be there, that
Sure.
it didn't change how good they are, but they somehow mentally can now handle the win. You know,
I think that's true. You know, you're always wondering whether you could make it. You know, or you see the other players win. You see players, you know, not win at the same time. You know, have a good chance to win and not. And I went through some of that. You know, where I think I lost on the regular tour. I think I lost 6 playoffs. You know, so
yeah,
there was some sadness at the same time.
yeah. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to run into grab Mo's clubs real quick.
Okay, great.
And grab those right in here, and I'll bring it back out, and let's get up there and let's talk golf swing a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Every club in this bag has a Mo story behind it.
Does it?
So yes. So
Oh, normal.
when Mo and I would hit golf balls, if you saw him hit balls and if you grabbed his golf clubs, they were heavy.
Yeah.
The grips were
Thick-
heavy.
thick grip.
grips. When I hit golf balls with Mo, he'd hit my clubs and go, these are matchsticks. Like these are too light matchsticks. And over the years, Mo would give me stuff. And so I got a set of his irons here. I have wedges he sent me, he gave me. This little wedge here, was his bunker club. He used to collect these. And then that's what he hit his bunker shots with. So every time I saw him, he'd give me one of those. So I have a bunch of those. He used to steal my clubs if he liked them. So he'd take them. This is the driver he hit off the Coke bottle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to make you hit off Coke bottles today.
You don't want shattered.
No, I've never given off a Coke bottle without breaking it. But let's start with an 8-iron.
Okay.
So I want you to get your first impression of this thing, right?
Okay.
As many balls as you've hit.
Feels all right to me.
Feels all right.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, it's an E2 swing weight.
Is it?
Now the grip is that long wrapping grip on there that he used to put on there. It's hockey tape, basically.
Did he do this?
He would do that. Now the story behind the grips, because everyone, like, look at this, the 1-iron doesn't have a grip on it, but it's just hockey tape. And he would take the wrap off, then wrap it on the next club. So as he played, he would just wrap each club. Yeah. So, yeah.
He didn't want to waste anything.
He didn't want to waste anything, yeah. So hit this thing now. Keep in mind that Mo would choke down about 2 inches on it, which lightened it some. So it gives it a different feel.
Yeah.
But let me think. Loosen up a little bit. Yeah.
This ought to be exciting.
Swing easy. Swing easy on a few.
Like where you just try to get loose.
Heavy.
Little low.
Pretty heavy.
I used to do that where it only go about this far.
Yeah. When I hit these things for the first time, I was like, wow, these things, they're sharp edges.
Looks like. Yeah, they're very straight.
Very straight. And what he would do is he would grind the edge off. You can see that he'd take and grind the leading edge off so it'd be dead straight.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this wedge here. This one has the most.
Oh yeah.
So if you look at that, it's just straight line. He hated curvature on anything.
Really?
Yeah, he wanted everything straight.
I'm not real big on curvature either.
I know. Actually, Mo's pretty smart when it came to this stuff. And what's interesting about
That was all right.
yeah, it was beautiful. One of the thing about like these older clubs, they have so much loft on them. That's got the loft of your wedge.
Well,
almost.
that's I look back at the clubs that I used back then. You know, I had my sand wedge was 56, and then my pitching wedge was about 50 maybe. you know.
Yeah.
And then my nine
There's
iron was,
huge gaps in between them.
yeah, there was more gap. Now today I've got a 58 and a 53 and a
All the
48.
gaps are closed. It's still confusing.
Yeah, but they hit it so far today.
They do, yeah.
It's really quite amazing.
You're going to hit this club really good, and you're going to want to put weight on your clubs. I know you are, because every time I hit most clubs, I want to put a bunch of lead tape on mine. Yeah, because I just feel like I can swing slower, and I don't have to swing so hard at it.
I'm sure I've lost so much distance. It's pretty sad.
You still hit it perfect, though. It's just so simple. You know, your swing is so simple. You know, your swing is just so simple. You just have such a simple, good golf swing. What did you...
I don't know how I got there, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Totally. I mean, growing up, I only had a couple of lessons while I was an amateur. And one of them was from Harvey Pinnock.
Really? Yeah.
We went down to Harvey Pinnock. My dad got up, made this appointment with him in Austin. And so we got up one morning and drove to Austin. We got there about noon, a little before noon, right at noon.
How old were you then?
I was in college at that point in time. And so he went in and he came back and he said, "Well, we got some bad news." And he said that Harvey's not here. And so we drove 400 miles.
That's it? You never got to see him? Yeah. So that was your lesson with Harvey?
Well, and so the secretary said, "I'm so sorry, he didn't have this appointment on his calendar."
Wow.
And he's gone.
Wow.
And so we were there maybe 15 minutes and my dad said, "Okay, jump in." So we got back in the car, stopped and got a jar of peanut butter and a loaf of bread and some jelly and some drinks.
And made it home.
And we drove all the way back. And then later on Harvey called my dad and said, "I'm so sorry that happened. Come back sometime." And so we made another appointment, went back down there, and he didn't charge us for the lesson. But mostly he just said, I need to get into some strong competition. We did a few little perks on changing and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then when I got on tour, I had a lesson from Bob Toski, which was kind of interesting. We were down in Miami, and he was down at a club, and he helped me quite a bit at that time. And the bad thing is, when I was leaving there, I was running. I had a pair of boots on, and I twisted my ankle. And we were playing a Heritage Classic, and so I kind of limped around for the whole tournament. But so that kind of hurt me. But other than that, and then once while I was also in high school and in college, I came up Ernie Vossler. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether you know Ernie or not, but he was at Quail Creek at that time here in town. And I went and had a lesson from Ernie. And then eventually Ernie got to be my basic coach. Right. He helped me the rest of my career and never charged me a dime for anything. Right. Well, we had a pretty good relationship. That was pretty neat back then. And so he was kind of my coach for the rest of my career.
And what would you change? Like if Ernie saw you hitting golf balls, and what would be something he might change if he saw something going on? Did you make any really big changes in your golf swing, or just? I don't think anybody ever made any huge changes. Yeah. Just a little bit here and there. I guess I was just fortunate to be able to. That my mechanics were decent. Were good, yeah. I don't know. I never really hit a lot of really bad hooks. I think if I had more misses, I missed more left to right. Okay. And that may be because of my grip was kind of weak originally. Mm-hmm. I never really had a strong left-hand grip. Right. And so I never really got to face. But then I practiced a lot trying to hit different types of shots. Mm-hmm. That was the main thing I did. I'd try to hit 5, 10, 15, 20-yard draws and fades, low balls, high balls. And you just got really good awareness of where that club is, and really good awareness of
it's how it related to your hands. Right. That was my main premise. And today, that, you know, like if someone wanted to hit a hook, they, you know, you can do it a couple of ways. You could close the face and then put your regular grip on it, but you know, how much do you close or how much do you open, or you can you know, change your release pattern to hit a shot that had curve on it.
Right.
And then you could, you know, changing ball position for trajectory and speed for trajectory.
Right.
So there's a lot of things you could do to do that.
Talk to me about that one, because I think that changing speed for trajectory is probably more important than ball position. And because when I always tell people, they're like, well, how do you hit a low 7-iron? I'm like, just hit a 6.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, those were the easy ways to do things.
The easy ways, yeah.
To me, you know, just like closing the face and then putting your grip on it, and then you could hit you could hit a hook.
Right. You know, right. It's going to go left.
But to me, it was like I never knew how much I closed it, how many degrees.
Right. Yeah. Hard to predict.
Yeah. So I got where I had a better feeling of how much I released the club early, or close the face early.
Right. But don't you think that when you grip the club with your normal grip and just use maybe a hand rotation or change the hand pattern to shape it, don't you think it didn't shape it near as much? You could control it a lot less curvature.
Yes, I think, you know, you had to really work to get big stuff.
Right, because you can only go so far with the rotation. Right.
Yeah. And then of course I would employ, if I really had to do it, I'd employ all those things. I'd close the face, I'd strengthen my grip, and then I'd over release it at the same time. And so
it's going left to left now.
So then you're gonna try to get a straight ball.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's kind of the way I did things. If I really wanted to make a hook, which I can't do, looks like.
You're not going to hook it with these things; they're too heavy. It's hard to get this face to rotate on these things.
I bet.
That's part of the reason why I think Mo was so heavy. You couldn't change it.
I can see that already.
You can't work it.
I don't think I ever played with clubs.
Those things are so hard to rotate. That's one thing I believe that he figured out, that if I build these really heavy clubs, they won't twist and turn as much.
I bet that's true.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of wild that you could.
It's hard, right? I hit those things. I want to keep hitting them because I just can't hit it off
as straight as I could hit it. Aiming at that red flag and almost got to it. But like if I was trying to hit it down, I might choke down. I'd move the ball back. I'd keep the face more closed, and then I could hit it on a lower trajectory.
Yeah.
Let's see if I could get it online, and it'd help. Toward that red flag, if we could.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, and then if you wanted to hit it up in the air, I'd always just do the opposite. I'd kind of be 180 degrees away from it. I'd have the ball forward, be back. I might even release early to increase the loft on it.
Did you when you talk trajectory, was it more about where hole location was, front, back?
Yeah, depends on how much. If you needed it to bounce, try to bounce or try to stop.
Right.
So a lot of times downwind or into the wind, that would dictate what you would do with trajectory. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're going into the wind, obviously you didn't want it up in the air, and then downwind, if you needed a little extra out of it,
right,
especially off the tee or something, you could do that.
Let me ask you about this from course management. So you got a dog leg left, okay? Medina number 9. Remember Medina number 9?
No.
Okay. Dog leg left, 430, not a huge long hole. Pretty good dog leg left. If you hit it right down the middle of the fairway, it's going through the fairway. So you got two choices: hit a 3-wood, and then have a long shot in, or cut the corner, or draw it around the corner.
To shape it.
You got 3 choices. So I'm the guy that goes to the far right side of the tee and picks a straight line and tries to cut the corner and just get it down there, and I'll bang it in the trees half the time, right? Because you got to hit a pretty high shot to carry the tree line. What's your shot there?
I would probably try to turn it.
Shape it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would just try to get it started.
Try to ease the driver.
Right of center a little bit.
Okay, ease the driver around the corners a little bit. Yeah, okay.
That's
Nice.
I mean, if I felt like I could carry the corner with a high shot, I might do that.
Yeah.
But with the thought that I'm not going to let it go left from there.
Yeah.
It's going to go anywhere. It's going to go a little right.
Right. You play from the right trees, can't play from the left trees.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So if I miss, it's going to be missed right.
Yeah. Plus,
try not to hit a hook. You know.
Yeah, because left trees, you're not getting home.
And trying to hit a ball high, a lot of times the face is open anyway.
Right.
You very rarely it's real hard
That's
to
true.
hit it high and
draw it. Right.
You know, you have to work pretty hard to hit that type of shot, just like you have to work pretty hard to hit a low cut. You know,
Yeah.
You have to get the face open, the hands ahead, those type of things to make it.
So right now you're leading a tournament.
Yeah, I'm choking already.
You're leading the tournament, and you're on that hole. It's the final hole of the tournament, and you. Well, no, let's put it this way. You're one shot back.
Ooh,
you're one shot back. You're one shot back. You know you got to make birdie because you got to get in the clubhouse, and you got that hole in front of you, right?
Yeah.
You hit it. It's long enough to hit that 3-wood. You're going to have 5-iron in at best, right? So it's got a long second shot in. So, what shot you hitting?
I would probably try to go for it at that point.
Okay.
It kind of depends.
Hard drive around the corner.
It kind of depends on where the rest of the field is in relationship to.
Oh, really?
You know.
Okay.
You know, I can maybe make a bogey and still finish second. Or something, you know.
Nice. Okay.
You know, that type of situation.
Right.
Not.
So you're taking
make a bogey,
taking double out of play.
I'm in an eight man playoff.
Yeah, got it.
That type of deal.
Got it.
Love it. I got to split an eight.
A lot. That's not good. Love it. That's good.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it. See if I can hit it up in the air a
right.
little bit. I never did really hit that last one up in the air much.
Oh, it's beautiful there.
Pulled it a little bit, but
Now you're just moving the ball a little forward.
I moved it forward, and I kept my weight back.
Okay.
I didn't transfer any weight. Try not to transfer much weight.
Okay.
And then I released it under early.
So does it feel like since you're back, you can release more this way?
Yes, I'll go that way.
Right.
I thought it'd go right, you know, because I thought the face might be a little open, but I'm going to try to stay weight back. I'm going to pull my hands back. I'm not going to get in this position. I'm going to pull my hands back, and then I'm going to try to
Oh, man.
zip it up in the air.
There it is. You're getting warmed up now.